Welcome to As the Story Grows. I'm Brian Patton. Today we welcome Amorphis guitarist Tomi Koivusaari to the podcast. Back in December, Tomi released his debut solo album under the name Bjørkø called Heartrot. Tomi talks about the metal scene in Finland, Amorphis' label journey, how lockdown gave him time to pursue a solo album, and more. Heartrot is a fun, diverse album, and I highly recommend giving it a spin. Thanks for listening and checking out this episode. If you are not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on your podcast platform of choice and never miss an episode. You can find As the Story Grows on Discord, where we hang out and share music, concert photos, and more. We're also on Substack, where you can subscribe to the mailing list. And if you'd like to support what the show is doing financially, we're on Patreon, where I just shared a bonus podcast about Caspian's You Are the Conductor. Links are in the show notes. Enjoy today's chat with Tomi from Amorphis. You're in Finland. That's where you grew up.
Yeah.
In where? Helsinki. In Helsinki.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What was that?
It's pretty cold right now and snowy and dark as always. But we just came from the European tour and now we're heading to Amorphis Finnish tour, small tour, like few shows.
Nice.
So then we have a small break.
Nice. Yeah. Settle down for the holidays and kind of take it easy going into next year.
Oh yeah.
What was growing up like?
Fine, it used to be a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Not much anymore, but now there is, and it's been great. And it's small town, or city, so every musicians knows each other, and things like this, and so it's fine.
Yeah, awesome. What got you into music?
Actually, it was I was 12 years old, and I was watching Sky Channel, and there was I Wanna Be Somebody from Wasp.
Okay.
Back in 84 or something, 85 maybe, and next day I wanted to have a own guitar, and it started from there. And I started to listen, of course, great bands like Deep Purple, Iron Maiden, Dio, you name it. And afterwards came the Slayer and Morbid Angel, Carcass, this kind of path, like when you're going always to the extreme and then suddenly you realize that you're digging Pink Floyd and Heartrot and things like this. So.
Yeah. You just start down this path and then try to get heavier and crazier as it goes. And
yeah, as it's in the end of the road, like I can't remember what was the last band I was listening. It was like totally blast beat, and then wanted to have some other elements from music as well. Yeah. What was, as you're becoming a fan of extreme metal, was there other people around you that were also into extreme metal? Did Helsinki have a good metal scene? Well, not actually that time. It wasn't there wasn't too many bands from Finland. Maybe Hanoi Rocks was one of the bands which were a bit famous in overseas, things like that. But other bands were sounding a little bit okay, it's not, we cannot do this heavy thing in Finland. But we anyway started first bands when we were 13, speed metal bands and things like this, and then we have then we heard death metal, the Demos 89 or something, and so we formed the death metal band with the best friends we had together, and we all share the same kind of musical taste, and so of course we got to know the similar kind of people in certain places where was punk and hardcore bands playing. So that was small scene at the time, but of course it grew when time goes by. But I think we were the very first ones from Finland, like who like actually went to overseas and to Europe and had a record label from other outside from Finland.
Yeah. What was it that drew you kind of away from thrash into death metal?
It was the normal, like when you're young, you always want more. And I remember when I first heard like Metallica, that was like, oh, what the fuck is this? It's extreme. And then came Slayer, and when I heard Morbid Angel and Carcass, it was like, ooh, all the time, like getting new kind of kicks out of that. So that was happening when I was like 15, 16 years old. So it was like very fast. Like in few years, the musical taste were like this. Like when it comes to heaviness, but same time there was like the good bands always stayed, like Iron Maiden, Dio, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, and things like this. So and it's just still the same.
I know you weren't originally, but how did you end up with Amorphis?
Well, we had this Abhorrence. We did one EP, and we broke up like after 1 year. And Esa and Jan was very good friend of mine. I've been playing with Jan since we were like 12 years old because we were neighbors. Mm-hmm. And Esa actually came to one band, Violent Solution, when I left the band and formed the Abhorrence. So we knew from that way, and they formed the band, and they asked me to be a singer and a second guitarist. So that's how it started back in '90.
Yeah.
So couldn't imagine to still be in the same band like when I'm 50.
Yeah. Yeah. How'd you guys end up working with Relapse Records?
There was a couple. I think was it Osmos production from France was offering our some kind of deal to us, and we already like accepted it, but we were so lazy, so we didn't like get a contract to the mailbox. So Relapse take contact as well same times, and we figured that it's maybe better label for us, and so that's how it started. So at first we were supposed to record like split album with Incantation, I think so.
Okay.
But it never happened. So we went to Sunlight to record our first album, and that's how it started.
Nice. You quit doing vocals around 95 or so. What led to you stepping away from the lead vocal role?
Well, I never really liked it too much. Like it was hurting my throat, and I wasn't enjoying to be like front man. And I was always considering myself as like guitarist, and I felt like it was like accident that I was the only one who could do the crawling thing.
Yeah.
At the time. So that was the reason, and also that I know that I cannot sing like real singing, and so we were started to think that if we want to make things like forward with musically with these bands, we have to have like another singer. Mm-hmm. So at first we took Pasi to do the clean stuff and stuff like that, but I was like little by little trying to leave that behind. Yeah. I'm happy I did it, because it wasn't like it is still. I still do that on shows, like few things there and there, and it's fun. But as long as I don't have to do 90 minutes, that would kill my throat, and I don't know any like perfect style for it or anything.
Right, you'd quit the band long ago if you were still doing vocals.
Yeah, I remember some tours I couldn't speak, but I could grow. So
man, that's rough. That's rough. What led to you guys kind of shifting your sound and incorporating more elements over the years? Just like, I don't know. I mean, not that death metal is boring, but like, at some point you'd want to experiment and just like do something different.
Yeah, it was like normal. When we formed the band, we were 17 years old or something. Yeah. So of course it's natural to like, we still were listening the harder music, but of course same time we started to listen like different kind of music as well, like 70s progressive bands like Pink Floyd and that kind of stuff. So it was just, we wanted to take like every element and not to categorize ourselves too much like to one box. So we just started to take like riff and melodies from there and there, like a little bit like, is this metal enough?
Yeah.
Kind of thinking, but I think that was working and we liked it. It was like fun, and same time we loved what we did. And of course, when you do music, you have to do basically at first place to yourself. Then you can like think that somebody else can like it as well if you like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there were some fans who were like, "Oh, fuck this band for changing their sounds," but like, was in the large part were people like cool with the change and shift? I mean, you've been more in that progressive, like experimental vein for so long now, right?
Yeah, well, some changes has been like huge steps as to but like some changes like after like fourth album or something, it was like whew, you could see it from the audience and they were like. Like this. Then there was like some old song like Black Winter. Then they were like, all right, let's do it. So it was fun, but of course we learned that we cannot do like whatever we want. But we had to go that path because that way also we tried what we wanted to try, and of course we took like good parts from that path with us and leave the not that good stuff behind.
Yeah. You guys released Far From the Sun on Virgin Records. That's like your only like major label release. How did that come about?
Not too well. Well, finally the Relapse deal wasn't the best possible for us. That's not secret. So finally we got rid of that, but at the same time, Pasi, our former singer, was like maybe he didn't have any motivation anymore, and EMI didn't know how to work with us. So we soon realized that this was a big mistake. But after that, it was great because then we cleaned all table. We had like no record deal, no management, no booking agents, and then we got a new singer, Tomi Koivusaari. So when we started, we just started from clean table back in 2005 or something. After that, it's been good years for us.
Yeah, because you moved from there to Nuclear Blast. How did that label come about, picking you up?
Oh yeah, and Nuclear Blast, we knew the guys anyway, like from the beginning, because they were distributing us in Europe, and we never had any problems with them either. So it was good start, and
Nice. You guys released Halo back in 2022. I assume that was a project you wrote over lockdowns. I don't know how every European country was. What was Finland like in COVID?
It was totally like everything was closed. You couldn't have any, of course, no concerts. Yeah. They even isolated the Helsinki area at some point. And it was strange when it started. We had to cancel like 150 shows. That was like our 13th anniversary year.
Oh, man.
So at first I was like secretly a little bit like, okay, let's take it as a vacation. And now we have this like few months maybe, but then it was just going on and never ends. So it was good that we recorded we had that period, the planned period as well with Amorphis to record the next album. So that was good thing to us. So we got something to do. And also when that was finished, it still was going on. So then I started to check like my own ideas and started to build up the like own solo record.
Yeah. Let's talk about this solo record. Bjørkø, how do you pronounce it?
I say Bjørkø.
Bjørkø?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, what led you to do a solo project other than time?
Well, that idea has been like, I've been carrying that idea like 15 years because at some point I was thinking that I have a lot of like different kind of songs which doesn't like fit to Amorphis. And I was thinking that someday I'm gonna do it. Maybe someday I'm gonna do it. And when the COVID time was going on, then I had like free time. I was in a cabin in the middle of the forest, and I had a like small home studio there. So I started to check, because I didn't have anything else to do, check the ideas or old song ideas what I had, and then I got very inspired at the same times because we didn't have concerts, so my ears weren't like yelling all the time, and I had like totally peace, and it was quiet and middle of nature. So it was like snowball. It started from small thing, and at some point I was realizing that okay, I have asked Jeff Walker to join in, and so maybe I have to release the album someday. And but I didn't want to take any pressure, so I was like paying everything myself, like the studios and everything, and so I always had like back door to like, okay, I'm not gonna do it, but it turned out good. So then I started to ask from the record labels if somebody wants to put it out. It's very different kind of songs. It doesn't have like one kind of music style which it follows, but I took it like one song at a time.
Yeah, it's a very eclectic record. Like the opening track has a very black metal feel, but then you quickly step away with the second track going into more of a just rock vibe. Like you definitely pull from a lot of influences. Was there any constraints you put on yourself for what made this album, or was it just like the best songs go?
No, it was like most inspired songs at the time. Like I had like a couple of songs which or a couple melodies which has been ringing in my ears like 10 years, and I'm always thinking like what melody is this, and then I realized, oh, it's this old something again. So only thing I could get away from that like noise or that melody, I don't know, earworm.
Yeah. Earworm, yeah.
So it was to record it and make it as a song, and then it's like now I don't have to think about it anymore too much.
Yeah,
but it was fun, and it was a lot of work, but at the same time it was very satisfying, and I didn't have to like discuss about the songs with anyone. I could do whatever I want, and it was
right.
in good and bad. Of course, you have more responsibility, but it was fun. It's not that serious.
Yeah. How'd you get connected with Fart Records?
I know the guys like Jukka. I've known like him since we were 15 or something, when he played in Disgrace and I played in Apparence. And as said, Finland, Jukka is from different city from Helsinki, but everybody knows each other like in the same scene. So it was easy. Yeah. And I think they got the idea. Some labels were thinking like, we don't know how to market this, and we don't know what kind of music this is. And I was like, it is what it is. But I think Bart got the idea like it doesn't have to be. It's just a different kinds of songs as could be like soundtrack. But that's one way to put it. But I just wanted to have the songs and with one band to play it, and put everything under name Bjørkø, which means my last name in Swedish. So nice. That's where the name comes from.
The album is called Heartrot. Where'd the title come from?
Well, that was the most difficult part to. I never imagined that it could be so difficult to figure out what could be the album title, but it came from the first song, obviously. Heartroot. It's kind of shortened version.
Yeah.
That's it sounded good. Normally, when you have some good idea, you know it. Like when you figure it out, like okay, it's this. Because I tried to be like too artistic or too long names or too like, far out or too simple. So that sounded good to me. So
yeah. What were things that were inspiring you from a lyrical standpoint for this album?
Well, my friend Jussi Alroth, who's been with me, he's my childhood friend, and he played in Amorphis as well. I asked him to make the lyrics for every song, and so we were discussing and listening the demo tracks, and we're discussing like each song, like what kind of lyrics I'm thinking to have and what kind of feelings and blah blah blah. So he wrote the lyrics, but I also told the vocalists that if they want, they can write their own lyrics, and because some of them like are used to sing their own lyrics only. So four of them did, and I think it was good. Like I mean, I think it brings like a lot more to music to have other ideas as well. So it's not only my creation, this album. It's also like the singers, and some of the singers did the vocal melodies themselves as well. So there's like a lot of others jobs as well. Yeah.
How'd you go through the process of picking other people to come in and sing on the songs?
I knew them somehow, most of them. So basically, first who came to my mind when I was working with the song, and I started to hear like certain kind of voice or a language, then I had like idea, okay, I have to get Jeff Walker here, and then I was just writing a message like, are you interested? And every singer said yes, so it was great.
Who came up with the concept for the album artwork?
It wasn't my idea. But, it was funny because at first there is a very known or respected photographer in Finland who shot some like dead flowers in a certain light, and I saw those photographs, and I was contacting him and wanted him to do the artwork, and he was in, but he was too busy actually. So Sam Jamsen, who took the Amorphis pics as well last album, I asked him to take like some artist shootings, and he was by accident he was saying that his wife is having like some dead flowers. Should we do something with that? And I was like, bling. He didn't know about this, what I had in mind, and so it was his idea, and it wasn't supposed to end up to cover, but it was good because I was thinking at first place that I wanted to be like out of the box kind of cover, not like a gray forest with some logo you cannot read. I wanted to be like different, and that's different for sure. So I think it's I was thinking a few times like, oh, are you sure this is okay? But it turned out good.
It's very interesting, like, because I saw the cover art and then I hit play on the album and I was like, oh, that's not what I was expecting to hear.
That's good. Some people say they expected like some 70s flower hippie kind of stuff, but it's good contrast.
Well, the album's out now. You have some shows with Amorphis here, then you're laying low. Do you have big plans for next year, whether it's to try to do the solo stuff live or more just Amorphis touring, or are you guys going to write another record?
Yeah, we're going to tour quite a lot next year with Amorphis, and at the same time we are starting from like in 1 month, maybe starting to write the new stuff, and maybe entering the studio end of the next year. So the album could be out in 2025 maybe. But I don't know. No, probably don't have time to even think about the second solo album.
Yeah.
Unless there's like new pandemic happens.
God, let's hope not.
yeah, please no. But it's maybe impossible to make it live. Would be nice to have like one show, but it's too many busy musicians involved.
Thanks for listening to As the Story Grows. Our intro music was written and composed by Jeremy Hunt. The As the Story Grows theme is by Bob Nana. If you like what you hear, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and give us a rating and review. If you'd like to support the show financially, you can join us at patreon.com/asthestorygrows. Be a part of our community and join the ongoing conversation over on Discord. If you enjoy this episode, share it on social media with your friends. Much appreciated, and thanks for listening.
I never felt so young and alive as when I'm diving into a tune. And now I'm learning as I listen along, and the wheels are turning, and I started a song. One good word and I'm gone. Oh, as the story grows, the more I want to know, the more I want to show you. As the story grows, as the story grows. You can create something lasting and great, something passionate and real. And I'll bring in my own good feelings, I'll sing it with meaning. Let's just attack it and never look back. It's wild and fantastic. All together at full power, we're so much better. What's that word?